What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So we've got some more information here today about SteamOS being on one of the next Lenovo Legion Go devices, and that announcement coming in January with CES. And this article comes from The Verge. It just dropped a few hours ago at time of making this video. The headline being Valve will be Lenovo's special guest at just announced gaming handheld event. So let's take a look at this Verge article and see what they have to say about Valve and Lenovo's next handhelds. All right, so checking out this Verge article, Valve will be Lenovo's special guest at just announced gaming handheld event. Also, Microsoft's VP of Next Generation Xbox exec will also attend. The future of gaming handhelds is coming to CES 25, and you have a front row seat. The email in my inbox exclaims, there's going to be a lot of really cool handheld stuff coming out for CES. And I have my MSI Claw pre-ordered for January 15th, so I'm super excited to get into that as well. But yeah, it's going to be pretty cool. And looks like Lenovo is going to have a lot of stuff too. But let me translate. It looks like Lenovo just tactically confirmed it will announce its first SteamOS handheld in Las Vegas on or before January 7th, 2025. We're expecting it to be the Steam button equipped Legion Go S that leaker Evan Blass revealed last week. And I had I had a video up on this also last week on the channel talking about the different versions of the next Legion Goes and how it looked like that black version or the one with the extra button on it would likely be the SteamOS version that everybody's been talking about. All right, so it goes on to say, why do I say that? The January 7th event titled Lenovo Legion X AMD, the future of gaming handhelds, will feature special guest Valve, SteamOS, and Steam Deck co-designer Pierre-Luc Griffes. Lenovo and AMD are calling him Valve's chief design architect for purposes of the event. Griffes won't be the only intriguing voice of panelist on stage. Jason Ronald, Microsoft VP of Xbox gaming devices and ecosystem, will also be in attendance. He's now being introduced as Microsoft's VP of Next Generation. So this is pretty interesting. We know there's been quite a push for Game Pass on PC and on these devices, and they've really advertised it on things like the Legion Go, the ROG Ally when it came out, and that type of thing. So and since everything's an Xbox these days, it's not surprising that Microsoft would have an appearance there. And if this is the SteamOS version, why would have the representative for Valve's SteamOS and the Steam Deck co-designer there? But it goes on to say, we exclusively shared with you last week that Lenovo will ramp up its larger, seemingly Windows-based Legion Go with detachable controllers as well. We covered that there. It looks like the Legion Go 2 is definitely on the way, and we'll probably have a Legion Go S that also runs Windows on the lower Z2 chip, but also that SteamOS Legion Go as well, which would be really interesting to have three options from Lenovo. It's not really a bad way to go if you're trying to tap in to a lot of the market. It's a reasonable bet that some, if not all, of the devices will come with AMD's yet to be detailed Z2 Extreme chips. And so far, anyway, it does appear that MSI is the only one taking up Intel, at least with the mainstream name brands that we've been covering when it comes to the mobile chips. And it looks like Intel may have something pretty good on the next one. That's why I'm excited to check out the next claw. But yeah, it does appear that so far anyway, most of the devices we've seen coming up and talking about will be using one of the three options of the next line of AMD's Z chips, the Z2 Extreme and the Z2 regular chips and that. We're not currently expecting Microsoft to surprise us with an Xbox handheld at the event, as gaming boss Phil Spencer has suggested that might be a few years away, but it's possible that Microsoft and Lenovo will try to suggest that all handhelds are Xbox handhelds, which I was saying Xbox, everything's an Xbox, like Microsoft does in its new This is an Xbox marketing campaign. And yeah, definitely, this is a pretty big event for gaming handhelds in general and for Lenovo. If they're really bringing SteamOS there and bringing that in a big way by having the rep there as well and pushing SteamOS, but also pushing Xbox as well on the go, I could definitely see that. The interesting thing for me, though, is kind of the two combined, because most of us know that have a Steam Deck, SteamOS doesn't support Game Pass. You can use cloud, you can use xCloud or GeForce Now to stream Game Pass, but you can't locally install Game Pass. If they came there with an announcement that they were bringing an app, the PC app Game Pass to SteamOS, that would be a big deal. That would be big for me. A subscriber to Game Pass for a long time, since it started, really, and I use it a ton. I really do play Xbox everywhere, and I actually like their strategy, even though I understand why a lot of people don't. And I think that would be big. A lot of us for the Steam Deck have been asking for Game Pass for a long time to please come to SteamOS, and a lot of the games that come out on Game Pass run well on the Steam Deck. If you run Windows on the deck and try it or anything like that, they do pretty well most of the time. So that would be a big one for me if that was like the main reason Xbox was there, to bring Game Pass to SteamOS. That would be really cool, but I don't know, might be asking for too much, might be a stretch there, but with those two coming to possibly the same event, that would be very interesting. But anyways, yeah, that's the article. That's everything we kind of know for now. I am excited about the Xbox prospect, but who knows what they're really going to bring there. Any idea of having these dedicated devices that are geared for SteamOS, maybe the dedicated buttons that we don't need on a Windows device or things like that? I think that's a good idea to have your own specific model for SteamOS. SteamOS is very interesting. I've always enjoyed it on the Steam Deck, and it works really well on handhelds. It does have its holdbacks and things you can't do that you can do with Windows or certain games. But for the most part, CMOS is really good for gaming handhelds. I would love to see that option. Would love to see Xbox bring Game Pass to SteamOS in general. I think that would be really cool, so it wasn't just cloud. But yeah, I can't wait till next month to really get into this, see what all these announcements are going to be, cover all that stuff here, and get as many of these handhelds as I can. I know I've got the Claw 8-inch coming, and I will at least get the Legion Go 2, like the next gen main one, but I don't know about these other ones yet. We'll see what the price does, because I still got to grab all these things on my own. So anyways, guys, let me know what you think is going to go on here, and are you excited to see SteamOS come to these devices, or do you like Windows more, or what's your deal there? All right, guys, thanks a lot. As always, I really appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next one.